And we're going to divide it into threes. Did I not give you one? Okay, I missed you.
I need to find it in the paper.
So you can use the paper long ways, or you can use the paper this way. I think it's a little easier to use it this way, with the holes on the top, and this is horizontally. So if you just fold it, not in half, but just in 1/3, and then if you fold the other one, it's kind of like making a brochure. So do you remember making a brochure earlier this year?
Yeah. You did it for our Florida project.
You did it for Florida project. So you're going to divide the paper into 3 places. So one is called sacrificial action. And you're going to think about this is like what you did to sacrifice.
I did it.
The person that you helped by doing that, and how did you show love to the person? So just write something down. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but just try to recognize in your life a time that you've sacrificed something. So the sacrificial action, the person you helped, and how did that show love? Okay? So those are just the 3 columns. Yes?
What if I never sacrificed?
I'm sorry?
What if I never sacrificed?
I bet you have. So think about the word sacrifice and what does that really mean? Sacrifice is when we share with others or we give up something. The something can be valuable, but it doesn't have to be valuable. It could be time. Have you ever given up time to help someone with something? Have you ever given up possessions? Like, I'm going to give this toy to a younger sibling or cousin because I want them to be happy. Or maybe it's giving up money to help somebody, like Lily said, you gave money in a rice bowl. And then explain, how does that show Jesus' love? Yes? It could be an animal, but let's try to think about people. Let's try to focus on people and when we've sacrificed for others. Yes?
Do we need multiple?
If you can think of more than one, absolutely. Some of you are going to be able to very quickly write down lots of different sacrifices. And then a couple of you might only have one, and that's okay. But I want you to connect with, we sacrifice when we share with others, the person that you helped, and then how did that show love for the person? What was the action? It could be helping somebody with homework and spending extra time with someone on homework. It could be, going to bed early because you knew you had to wash your uniform in the morning, and so you had to be responsible, or you had to help with a little sibling, or you had to help with something. Maybe it was a neighbor that needed to have. How did you show love to the person? How did you show love? And then we're going to put these up on the board, and we're going to look for similarities and differences between them. We're going to share them. I'm going to list some of them on the board that you're writing, and then we're going to look at similarities and differences between these different things that you wrote down. So anybody want to share the first one? What have you sacrificed? Yes?
When I was little, I used to sleep with a stuffed animal, and when I was like 5, I gave up with it.
Okay, so did you give it to someone else?
I lost it.
You lost it. So is that a sacrifice that helped someone else?
Oh.
So that is a sacrifice that you can think of a time where you were sad, but I want you to think about a sacrifice that helped someone else. So it's a little different than just a sacrifice. Yes? Okay, so the sacrificial action is gave food to homeless.
That's what I did.
Okay, and the person you helped were the homeless. Or the hungry, when we talk about that. And how did you show love to that person? Okay, so showing them you care, giving them food, and showing them that you care. What's another one? Avery.
I help share homework almost every day.
Okay, sacrificial action. Helping person you helped? Jayla. Have you ever helped other friends?
Yeah, at my old school.
Good. So helped a friend. And how did you do that? What did you give up? What was the sacrifice that you made?
I gave my time.
Okay, good. What's another one? Someone else. Yeah.
I gave a toy to a kid.
Okay. So be more specific. Gave toy to, was it a friend? Was it?
my mom's friend's friend.
Okay. To a younger, were they younger?
Yes.
Okay, to younger friend. Okay, so the person you helped, what was the person's name?
I never met them.
Okay,
They live
so you could just say boy.
Just
All right.
three person.
And how did you show love to them? What did you give up? What did you sacrifice?
Joy.
Okay, so you had joy when you played with that toy,
Yes.
and you gave that joy to someone else.
Yes.
Did it give you joy?
Yes.
Okay, so you gave up joy, but you received joy in return. So that's a good point. Gio.
Helping my friend with homework.
Okay, so we have that one, helping friend with homework. What did you give up besides time?
Well, this was my time.
Okay, you gave up time. Anything else? What did you get out of it? Joy. Got joy out of it. All right, let's get another example. Anybody else got another example how they sacrifice something? No one else? I know. See, lots of people writing down. All right.
I gave my tablet to my cousin.
Okay. So you gave away tablet. Okay. And it was your cousin. And how did you show love to the person? Okay. So giving a gift.
And it was for her birthday.
It was for her birthday? Okay, cool. Any others? Any others? No one else has one to share? One more.
I can think of
Okay, just share one. You don't have to write it down. Lily?
I donated my old clothes.
Okay, donated old clothes. That's a good one.
I don't know who it went to.
Okay,
Well, you just did it. Just put
so
Mr.
donated
person.
clothes,
Say random
person in help,
person.
kids, right? Kids who needed clothes. And how did you show love?
By giving up my old clothes instead of just hoarding them and being like, no, these are my clothes, no one else can have them.
Okay, so you could have, right? You could have been, oh, I really like this shirt. I'm just gonna keep it. Even though I don't wear it, I'm still gonna keep it. So if we look at all of those things, what patterns do we see between these things? Or what similarities do we see from these different actions? Logan?
In the beginning of most of them, they say gave.
Okay. So, well, those were all having to do with past tense, meaning it was something that we've done in the past. But I want you to think deeper. What similarities do we notice about these things? Are there people you frequently make sacrifices to? So, are these people that are frequently sacrificed for? Look, three of the categories are people you don't know. Do you think Jesus sacrificed his life for people that he didn't know? Yes. People that weren't even born yet or even thought of being born. So we think about these are sacrifices of people we didn't even know, but we still. What did you get out of, those of you that shared your sacrifices, what do you get out of it? A couple of you said joy, but why do you feel joy from helping someone? Why do you think you feel joy? Lily?
Because you feel like you're doing the right thing instead of just doing the wrong.
Okay, what makes it the right thing? What makes it the right thing, Leah?
You're sharing.
Okay, you're sharing. How does sharing make you feel? Does it make you feel sad?
Yeah.
It does? When you help someone with homework, it makes you feel sad? Okay. Avery, does it make you feel sad? How does it make you feel?
It
sometimes tired at the end.
Sometimes tired at the end, but at the beginning it feels what?
Fun.
Fun. It feels nice. It feels helpful. Yes.
For me, it feels proud.
You feel proud. Okay. You feel proud. That's a good word to describe it. What other feelings might you have? When you sacrifice something, how do you feel? Do you feel lucky?
Yeah.
When I can give money or food or clothing, I always feel very lucky, very blessed, and very appreciative to God that I have extra. Because there's some people that don't have extra. They don't have extra clothes, they don't have extra food, they might feel hungry all the time, and so they don't have anything to share. So I always feel very appreciative for what I do have, and I'm glad that I can give extra. So part of that is that all of these people, could you make more sacrifices when we look at this list?
Yes.
Were the things that you did easy to do? No, they weren't easy. Are there some sacrifices that are easy that you could do every day?
Yes.
Yeah, you could sacrifice your time chatting to help somebody organize their desk. You could sacrifice doing the work on your own and hurrying up and finishing and spending a few extra minutes and helping someone else get their work done. All right.
You could maybe help your parents with chores or something?
Yes, helping your parents with chores. How would that make your parents feel?
Great, and that'd be great.
They would feel great. Would you get that joy back if they're in a good mood?
Yes.
Yeah, I try to get my kids to help me with stuff around the house all the time, and they don't realize that if you just give a little, then the return is that they're happier, that they're going to be more relaxed, that they're going to spend more time with you because they're not rushed in having to do all the chores by themselves. They have a little extra help. So those are definitely some good things to consider. Let's continue looking on page 53. You can just take that piece of paper aside. Leave that piece of paper as just kind of a prayer for you, and kind of a reminder of something that you can do and sacrifice for others, and what you can get out of it. And what you get out of it is joy and Christ's love. And you get that reward in heaven someday. Sometimes your reward is immediate because you feel good. Yes?
What do we do with this?
You're going to keep it? Yes.
I spilled water on me.
Okay, go get a paper towel. All right, let's take a look on page 53. Everybody has their books open still, so I'm waiting on Liev, Lily. We're on page 53. So the part that we highlighted in our books when we looked at our reading, go back to that. The part that we highlighted right after that, it says, this truth highlights how deeply God loves us. He chose to sacrifice himself to open the gates of heaven for us. So sacrifices can lead to great things. And we can tell by Jesus' example. So the little chart in purple, we read the first one together. Now let's take a look at the second one. It says, Jesus prays. After Jesus shared this last meal with his apostles, he went to the garden to pray to his Father. He said, Father, if you are willing, take this cup away from me. Still, not my will, but yours be done. Jesus knew what was going to happen to him, yet he accepted his Father's will. He actually said to his dad, do I really have to die? Do I really have to die this way? But I don't care what I'm feeling right now. I want your will to be done. Yes? Not right now. Just a few minutes. And then the last one, it says Jesus forgives. As Jesus was on the cross, he showed us how to forgive others, even though he was in terrible pain and suffering. Jesus forgave the people who mocked him and who hurt him, and even who crucified him. And he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So that's pretty powerful that Jesus had that much forgiveness in his heart. So go ahead and turn your books to the next page, on page 54. Does everybody see page 54? And what is that a picture of?
It's
The tomb. Okay, what tomb? The resurrection of Jesus. So we know that these people went to go see Jesus' body, and that was a custom of the time that when someone died, you would put them in a tomb, but you would also take their body out, and you would wrap them and anoint them with special oils and wrap their body. And so after Jesus died on the cross, his disciple placed his body in a tomb. A heavy stone was rolled across the entrance of the tomb. On the morning of the third day after Jesus' death, some of his disciples went to the tomb. They saw that the stone had been rolled away and that Jesus' body was gone. We talk about the resurrection. This is what it is. 2 angels told them that Jesus had been raised from the dead. And the mystery of being raised from the dead is called the resurrection. By his death and resurrection, Jesus gained our salvation and brought us the hope of eternal life in heaven. So that's the part that kind of brings to light what the resurrection really is. It's the fact that he died for the sins of all mankind, and he was rose from the dead again. All right, go ahead and close your books, and you can put your religion books away.